Welcome to Superintendent Time with David Fortier and Bristol Public School Superintendent Iris White. Hello, Iris.
Good to see you again. Thank
Nice
you
to
for
see
having me.
Yes, always. We've been trying to keep up with these superintendent times, and we say we're going to have a monthly schedule. I think we're doing okay, but we're not here every month. We're hoping as we go into the school year that we establish this regular routine and that we can have these regular sessions. I think it's great for the community. I think it's great for you, and it's great for us to have this conversation on a regular basis. So going into the new school year, what are some of the things that we might expect in general? And what buildings are open, specific initiatives. When is the convocation, and what's your theme this year?
Great. Well, thank you again for the opportunity. So last Friday morning, we had the ribbon cutting for our new Northeast Middle School building, which is very exciting. We can't wait for the students to come back and see the brand new building. And some of the folks who were there had an opportunity to do a little tour of the first floor, state-of-the-art technology. And I think it really speaks to the community and how much we value the schools. And it says to the students that they're valued because we have this brand new building for them. The old Northeast Middle School, I've had some questions about when that's going to be taken down. I don't have a firm date yet. They're still doing the abatement. But hopefully we'll have that old building taken down soon, and then the field should be ready for next school year. A year from now.
Right. So I'm imagining it's a new school. There's a punch list.
Yes.
So there are things that are going to have to be tweaked.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
yes, they're still setting up the technology, all the technology. One of the assistant principals, Miss Christy Trelli, was taking a video of the space as sort of like an orientation for new families, and I think there's also going to be some open houses for new families and new students to come see the building as well. But we anticipate some growing pains, the first day of school, buses, brand new routines, all those structures. May take a little time to get that all nailed down, but yes, looking forward to that.
I love the messiness of that.
Yes.
We think we're all in charge and we're all in control, but
yes,
there's a certain messiness in it,
yes,
especially with the kids and everything else.
Absolutely. Yeah. So our vacation is Monday, August 24th. Our theme this year is Better Together.
And the convocation is?
Thank you. It's an opportunity for staff, administration, municipal folks. The mayor will come and speak. And it's really a kickoff to get people excited about the new school year. We're going to have students speak. We're also going to have a student performance. So it's going to be really student-centered and about how we all can work together even better to improve our schools, and also looking at the community, our taxpayers in particular. I've been talking to staff over the summer about how community has made even more of an investment in our schools. We have the brand new building. Our funding has increased from where it was previously. And so it's really important for us to show the community that they're getting their money's worth. Good things are happening in the schools, and we're really making an effort to connect with students, which is why our vision this year is every student connected, supported, and engaged.
And that it basically is the idea behind that is that when you say students connected, that in that school community, that the student will have someone who is a point person.
Absolutely. Someone they could go to, confide in if they're having challenges, if they're experiencing difficulty, at least one adult in the building.
That's great. Who's the principal there? Is it still Dan Sandstrom?
It is still Dan Sandstrom, yes.
Yes, great.
Yes.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, they've done a wonderful job. There's so many people that I was trying to thank on Friday because there's so many people behind the scenes. We have our facilities office, Tara Landon in particular, project manager, who did just a wonderful job. All the moving pieces. We had new staff coming in. They needed to move. They needed to move from the old building. A lot goes into opening a school like that.
Well, I also think teachers are coming in.
Yes.
We have a group of new teachers who are going to be there for their initiation. And they're being, onboarded in the Bristol school system to our culture. And at the same time, teachers have been there probably most of the summer because if there's a whole process to cleaning up your classroom and then
Right.
then preparing your classroom, and it's very ritualistic.
Yes.
Because when you're in there, it's something that just and it kind of sets the mind off, the brain off. And things are beginning now.
Yes.
And this is what we need to work towards, and it's just it's nice to have that rhythm and that pace. Mm-hmm. And we always say teachers, they have the entire summer off and yada yada yada. But I as a former teacher myself, it's like it's rare that you're not thinking of your students, you're not thinking of your classroom, you're not thinking of your curriculum, you're not thinking of how you're interacting with other people. It's a great and noble profession.
Yes, it is.
And we forget that because of efficiency. We were chatting beforehand. Some things just can't be efficient in a lot of ways.
Right.
Not if you're developing the human person. Mm-hmm. So that takes time, and that takes effort, and it's a wonderful art. Mm-hmm. And I commend all teachers who take on that responsibility, and anyone who supports them.
Yes.
Someone like a superintendent.
Yes. I agree. They do a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And they've been reviewing data. You mentioned curriculum, but also student data, performance data. Admins have been looking at the data and then preparing. What do we need to do differently next year to reach even more students and have better student outcomes?
Yeah. And it's somewhat of a dance, because you have the administrators who are doing that kind of thing.
Right.
Then you have the teachers in the classroom who are on the front line, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then students themselves are dealing with lots of things in our society right now, because things are just going so fast. It's whip-neck speed, and it's I think school for me personally, when I was a child, was a safe place. It was a place that I looked forward to, and I found a comfort in my teachers. It could be a reason why I became a teacher myself. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of a sanctuary where you could kind of, like, as a kid, dream. You could make things happen and find out who you were and what you were about. So that's kind of school. That's my.
That's what we want. We want for all of our students. Absolutely.
So we have a theme this year. We have a new building open. We have some new teachers coming on, and then we have your the initiatives, students matching up with a point person in the school and being better together, and so that's all. That's great. And I want to qualify and say it's not that everything is unicorns and lollipops.
Right.
It is real on the ground kind of work. Feet on the ground work. But there is good news. At the end of the last school year, Mountain View School was recognized as a red, white, and blue school, which is part of a civics program that works through a partnership between the Connecticut Historical Society. I'm not quite sure. I should have done my homework. And the Secretary of State's office.
Yes.
To kind of recognize initiatives in schools where the kids are really making a difference community-wide, just not in their school, but in their community. And that was kudos to Mountain View School.
Yes.
Yes, and it's a terrific achievement. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that particular initiative.
Yes. So the initiative in Mountain View is called Kindness Club. And it's run actually by our Bristol Public Schools Teacher of the Year for 2027, Mrs. Bevan Parent. And it's really, the goal is to help connect students with the community, understand their role as a civic servant, thinking about their community, thinking about people who need help in the community. And so they've done some partnerships with Sheridan Woods, for example, and as well as with Brian's Angels, are just two examples. But it's just a real example of a lot of the initiatives in our school system of giving back to the community. Every school has different initiatives. A lot of them are started and led by the students themselves.
This particular one is a student led?
It's led by the teacher, Mrs. Parent. but
Student
with student involvement.
involvement.
Absolutely. As you go up in the grades, the middle school level, the high school level, you'll see students more involved in leading the initiatives.
And you've got the Interact Club,
Yes.
which is
Part of the Rotary.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
which is a terrific operation. And
Absolutely.
there's the students really are doing a lot.
They are. They are. They're very thoughtful and empathetic.
Yeah. So in this case right here, the kids made sandwiches, and they also did they prepared a turkey, a Thanksgiving meal during.
Yes.
And they also they visited Sheridan Woods.
Yes.
Around Christmas
Christmas
time.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they did decorations. And it just I was able I did write a story about it, and so I got to see some of the things that they did, and it's terrific. Kids at all levels, and kids helping kids
Right.
with this too. So it's really very much a nice initiative, and I think that Ms. Parent deserves a lot of credit for.
Yes, she does.
Because I guess it's got over 100 kids.
Yes. And she's been doing it for 4 or 5 years
4 or 5
now.
years,
So
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's just great. That's great for Bristol. Yes. I also noticed. Let's see. When it comes to, you mentioned technology at the new school, and at Northeast, and we were talking a little bit about technology and what kind of technology are we talking about in Northeast? Is it
All the new smart boards, all the new computer technology, all of that state of the art,
yeah.
brand new.
Yeah. Do students still get a device every year in the Bristol
Yes.
school system? They do. So every kid across the board gets a device. Is it still the Chromebook? The
Yes.
classic Chromebook?
This classic Chromebook, yes.
Right. So recently the state, I guess, provided guidance on the use of cell phones and other devices in schools. And they didn't mandate a bell-to-bell ban, but they did provide guidance to school systems, and they strongly encouraged that. I didn't know if there was any decision made in the Bristol schools as yet, what the approach is going to be, or what kind of conversations that you had. But what are you thinking?
So we did read the guidance from the state board last week, and we actually have a board policy meeting this Wednesday evening. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. And on the agenda will be the new guidance, and it will be a conversation with Board of Ed commissioners to review the guidance and see what direction they would like to go in our public school system.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of out there in the public about the effect of our friend the phone, and
Yes.
and it's not so much the phone itself, but I guess it can't be separated from the technology, which is basically meant to keep students engaged 24/7. There's the technology behind it, and the brain science behind it is such that it resembles. Parents, get ready for this. It resembles gambling slot machines. The more you use it, the more you want to use it, and the more you go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. So the basic idea behind it is simply to get someone's attention and to keep them there, because behind that whole apparatus is an economic vehicle, and that is to drive advertising and to drive ads and information to those eyes, and that starts at a very young age. So it's a distraction first of all. And it has a very pointed, I guess, goal, to make consumers out of our young people, or all of us, rather than people out of people. So I understand, the whole idea behind, a ban. Having been in the classroom myself and trying to get students to leave their phones in a little, a holder by the door and things like that. They're clever and they're smart. Kids are very smart. And, you bring in dummy phones. They were always getting around things. But so, I imagine this conversation in Bristol this is not something that just has come up recently.
No.
This has been something you've been talking about.
Yes.
So before I go on any longer, maybe you might want to talk a little bit about what kind of conversations you've had and what kinds of deliberations there have been.
There have been conversations about particularly social media with the phones, and the interactions between students on social media. and how that can seep into the schools, into the classrooms, and cause arguments, fights, disciplinary issues, which I think is leading to a lot of the calls for the bell-to-bell restriction, and also distraction, right? We want students focused on the learning and engaged with their peers during the school day.
If they can't, if somebody says something to them on social media, they're going to, of course, be distracted,
Right.
which will, inevitably send them back to their phone.
Yes. So it's a vicious circle. Yeah, it's a vicious circle.
It's a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle. So, well, good luck with that conversation.
Thank you.
I know how I feel about that, but I don't have a whole lot of say in this thing. But if someone does have something they want to share, knowing that this is going to be a discussion with the policy committee, what would you recommend if you're a parent or you're somebody else who's a concerned individual?
You can always email me, share your concerns. You can also submit written or verbal public comment.
Is
the
the
board.
policy committee, is it a virtual meeting?
It's both. So
both.
it's in person, but there's also always a Zoom option for all of our board meetings.
Yes.
So there's an opportunity to submit the written testimony, email it to my assistant, Cindy Molina, or you can, you can sign up before, during the meeting to speak during the public comment section.
Yeah. Okay, that's and there's an etiquette, to speaking in a public meeting. There's an appropriate time during the meeting. There's some formal address. I know I even have friends who are, when they watch the legislature, and it's Madam,
Yes.
Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and all that kind of stuff. It's there's a certain formality, and again, I don't know if it's just my age or I do appreciate the formality in public address. It's not that we can't be informal, but it's just that it's at some point that there's a certain decorum that's important. I like to talk about more of the guidance and the uses of devices and things, because if technology is an overall, it's a good thing. It's made our lives much better. The way now we have AI, which is out there. I read a headline in today's New York Times, which said that basically students who are taking online courses can actually set up their AI chatbot to take the course for them.
Really?
Yeah. So look at it both ways. Okay. Oh, it sounds terrible, but on the other side, someone was very creative and be able to do that.
Yes.
So there is some innovation to that. It's but I think it's kind of a rogue technology, and I think it undermines our how we operate as human beings a little bit. We talked a little bit about writing and reading, and I know that I'm an English teacher and I'm a writer and I'm a journalist, and I read that, and you'd think that that somehow I was antediluvian because of holding on to some of these ideas, but I think it shapes us in certain ways that make us who we are and kind of make our society who we are. Writing slows down our thought process so we can capture our thoughts. Reading, if we don't get something, we don't understand it, we can go back to it and we can kind of think about it a little bit more and get a little distance from the page, so we're not yelling and screaming at someone over something, but we are trying to absorb and understand so we can make arguments and have a conversation. So you have to do the technology. We wouldn't be here right now if we didn't have technology. If you would, so the Bristol Public Schools, when it comes to our technology and our investments, well, how would you say we're doing?
I think we're doing as well, and we're acting as fast as we can, but the technology advances so much, and of course the costs have gone up as well. So it's, we're always chasing.
Always chasing.
Yeah, always chasing.
I have a fun anecdote to tell. When I was in my last days of teaching, I've been retired now for 3 years. It was when the chatbots had just come on the scene, and AI was out there. And so I was teaching one class, and one of my seniors obviously had the chatbot do his assignment for him. And so I called him out of the classroom. I talked to him in the hallway, and I said, so-and-so. I said, what are you doing? He says, before you say anything, Mr. Fortier, says, just want to let you know, I'm doing you a favor. I want you to know this is out there and that students are using it. And so I wanted to, give you a heads up.
Oh, okay.
I said,
that was a good
I
reason.
said,
Yeah.
that's a great angle on that. But we could have had a conversation about it. You didn't have to submit
Right.
So yeah, that was, needless to say, he didn't do very well on that assignment, but we had a fun conversation. So students are always trying to figure out, ways to make this work for them. So, and that was years ago. Now it's just, it's gone so much further.
Yes.
And it also is something where chatbots, they're not people, but we've anthropomorphized them. And so they are, for all purposes, they're other human beings to us. And that's not how it works. It's not what it is. It's based on, what is it? Statistics and not problem solving, but the mathematical chances of something happening, probability. And typically it's scraped all this information, everyone's other hard work. And it's just kind of thrown together combinations which are which are most likely to occur. So there's no thinking involved, but we want to think that there's thinking there. And I think that's the first thing we have to learn about it. No matter how personable a thing it is, or how many times I tell it, thank you for doing something for me, or please, it is still a machine. Anyhow, maybe I should teach a class for you.
Maybe we can arrange that. Yes.
I would like that. So we are about, let's see where we are. Oh, how are we doing, Aaron? We got, okay, all right, we're good. So one of the things that has occurred, of course, we had a little bit of a, I don't know, how do you want to discuss this? But we had maybe a disagreement over among in the community over hiring up at Bristol Central High School. So how is Principal Euberns doing with his new assignment up there? And what are we looking forward to?
So his first day on the job actually was the day after the board vote when he was formally appointed. He had an opportunity to meet with his school leadership team. And he's been meeting with groups of teachers. He's been meeting with groups of students. He had 2 meet and greets with families last week. And I know that last week he reached out to all of the Board of Education commissioners looking to schedule one-on-one meetings or meetings in small groups with the Board of Ed commissioners. He also had a meeting with the mayor. So I want to thank the mayor. She arranged for the department heads to meet with him. And he's meeting with key directors in the district, such as Director of Security, Director of IT, so he understands the policies, procedures. He knows all the structures involved because he is brand new.
Brandon, that's part of the typical onboarding procedure of a new administrator. Yeah,
Yes,
in our schools.
absolutely. So I've gotten some positive feedback as people get to know him and learn about him and learn about his student-centered approach. Because, of course, he was brand new and people did not know him because he was from out of district. And so I'm hearing more and more positive feedback as people have the opportunity to get to know him and talk to him.
And there will be plenty of more opportunities as
Yes,
the
absolutely.
year begins. And is there a particular mission or initiative that they're undertaking up at Central this year?
They've been focused a lot on student voice. We focus a lot on that as a district. But both Bristol Eastern and Bristol Central were sort of the leaders in that work because they were the first schools that were heavily involved with doing the focus groups with students and hearing from students about their learning experiences in school. And so that will certainly be a focus that will continue. I know I've spoken with Mr. Hubrins. He's very interested in expanding clubs, after school opportunities for all students, and what can we do during the school day in the physical environment to make sure that students have opportunity for leadership, just really expanding a lot of the good things that have already been happening at Bristol Central, but how can we expand on those things and really connect it more to the community?
I'm a Bristol Central alum. So
Okay.
I know there are good things going up there. There were good things
Yes.
going up there when I was there.
Yes.
And then they're right through. And in the last years, there have been a lot of excitement. I mean, when athletics were part of the whole situation, that was
Yes.
very good. The student body is involved and they're active. I have had some interaction with the Interact Club and some of the students there. So I know that it's a good environment. And if you haven't been there in as many years as I had before I went back up there, the school's entirely different. This year's my 50th reunion. So
Oh, wow.
my classmates and we are having a reunion this year on August 29th over at Lunas. If just a little plug for classmates. If you haven't heard about it yet, you can get in touch with Mike Nicastro or Michelle Rulo Collins.
Nice.
It is nice, and we're looking forward to it. And we had a very nice class in the sense that it was a huge class back then in the 70s. It was the bicentennial year. But it seemed like we were a fairly close-knit group for how many there were and how often we got together for different activities and things. I know our students today nowadays are coming out of COVID. There's been some social issues. There's social media. There's all these other drivers out there. But I think Bristol is pretty supportive of its students and the student population.
Absolutely.
And part of it is, I've got to bring up the wonderful the 12 Bristol girls
Yes.
softball team, which had that terrific run to the World Series. It's interesting that it was 50 years ago today, this year, that we had another group from Forestville Little League that went to Williamsport, and they were third in the U.S. and fifth in the world. So those girls were following on a great tradition. We did have another group in 1988 that went down to, I believe it was 88 from Bristol. But I think while we would all have liked to see things turn out differently, in the end, it was a terrific run. We're very proud of the girls.
Yes.
And their coaches. And my favorite moment, and it has to be right now, hundreds of thousands of people's favorite moment right now is Lucy Callett's amazing catch in center field. And much more amazing was when she came up with the ball and the camera caught that expression
Look
on
her
her
face.
So it was terrific. I hope that made everybody feel really good because they really deserved that, to feel good about that. And just a testament to that great team. And they've been champs for 3 years.
Yes,
Yeah,
they have
different
been.
levels, yeah.
Yeah, it was really just exciting, and it's just so wonderful that we have the Giamatti facility here, so we were able to go to the games. I was able to go to one of the games on the Sunday and to see the whole community come out, young and old. I saw whole families.
Oh my God!
They brought their little kids because it was such an important event for the community. They really brought the community together.
Yes.
They really did, and just great girls coming from great families, and the coaches are wonderful. So
Yeah.
it's a very unique
A
opportunity.
great mix. Well, I guess here our time is winding up. And is there anything else that you wanted to say to our community? I mean, I do you do have Parent Square.
Yes, we do have Parents Group, so I'll be starting my Superintendent weekly updates, weekly updates this Sunday evening. But I did want to go back to Bristol Central, Mr. Hubrins. So I just wanted to just echo the comments he made when he accepted the position, that he was really going to come in and listen, and he is doing that. And so he doesn't have the complete vision for the school yet because he's really just taking also feedback from students, faculty, and in the community. So I just wanted to say that he's staying true to what he said.
Excellent.
And listening. But I also wanted to mention we have a back to school bash that we do every year. But this year, again, we're combining it with the Mayor's Pencil Hunt. And that will take place on August 19th at Muzzy Field. It's from 5 to 8. The actual pencil hunt begins at 5:30. So there is a pencil hunt, but there's also PTO, school PTOs will have tables there, also community organizations. So they can learn about the resources that are available. I think we're going to have the gentleman who does the balloons back again and face painting. So there'll be plenty of entertainment for the little kids. So we hope everybody comes out to the back to school bash.
And that again is on August 19th?
Yes.
At Muzzy Field?
At Muzzy Field.
At Muzzy Field. And
Yes.
that's from 5 to 8 p.m.?
Yes, 5 to 8
p.m. That's great. Okay, well, thank you so much, Iris White.
Thank you.
All right, and it's been my pleasure again to be here, and we're looking forward already to our next conversation.
Yes.
In the meantime, thank you for watching us, And remember that you can like, share, or any of our articles. You can also sign up for our newsletter at the Bristol Edition, bristoledition.org. And if you so feel strongly about local journalism and you'd like to support us, you can also donate there. Hit the donate button. So this is David Fortier signing off of Superintendent Time with Bristol Public School Superintendent Iris White.